Hiya. Today I'm going to make some nettle soup, which I sometimes do at this time of year, and certainly a lot of my friends do. So it's a really good, it's May, it's early May, and we've got lots of new fresh nettle growth, which is just brilliant for making nettle soup. So I'm going to show you how I do that. The sun's just gone in behind a cloud, unfortunately, but it's quite a nice morning, and we've got loads of nettles. We leave quite a lot of our nettles because they're really good for butterflies and other insects. Some butterflies anyway, lay their caterpillars, they lay their eggs and they turn into caterpillars on nettles. So we leave quite a lot of nettles in our garden. So it's messy by most people's standards, but it's nature friendly. Okay, so I've got a lovely big nettle patch here, and I'm going to just pick some of them, just show you what we do. So basically, gloves, you need some gloves. I've got a bag here to put them in, and to make some nettle soup I want a good bag full. And it's best just to take the tips of the nettles, the very centres. So I'm going to do that now. So you see here we've got a lovely nettle bed at the front here. I'll just come in a bit closer and show you. There we go. So what I'm going to do is take the tips out, the sort of the younger leaves that are just growing. They're the nicest. You don't want them too tough. So there's quite a few lovely nettles there. So we're going to pick some of them now. Okay. I got my gloves on. I've got long trousers on for getting into this nettle bed here. And I'm just picking out the centres and the younger leaves. So I'll need quite a few of these to make some soup. But we're lucky here in that we have plenty. It's not a problem. And so just pick them. Doesn't actually take very long. So probably 20 minutes or so, and I'll have this bag full. So I've probably just collected for about 15 minutes there, something like that. Depends how much you want for your soup. So hopefully you can see that. I've got a nice bag full there, and that'll be plenty to make soup for me and Tom. So I'm back up in the house now, and I've emptied the nettles into a colander. I've got a nice colander full of them here that you can see. And I'm going to wash them now. You probably still have your gloves on. I think that's a good idea. Give them a little wash and select any that you don't like. Get rid of if any look. But I've chosen pretty well when I was picking, so I think these are going to be more or less okay. So I'm going to get my glove on and just give them a good check over and wash them. Let's see what I'm doing. I've got a new method. I decided the gardening gloves. I didn't want to go through them with the gardening gloves. It was a bit awkward. So I've put the plastic bag that I had the nettles in, I've put that around my hand, and then I can just check through them like that. It's a lot easier. Give them a good wash, and then just put them into the colander, and we'll just let them drain for a little while. So they're draining in the colander, and I've now got a potato. I don't need all this potato, but it's all I had, so I'm going to use half of that potato and an onion. And so I'm just going to chop them up now. I've always wanted to do this. Remember me and my sister, she'll be laughing now because when we were kids and we used to do a bit of baking or something in the kitchen, we always used to pretend, or we sometimes used to pretend that we were Fanny Craddock. She was the person at the time. I think most of you watching YouTube might have heard of Fanny Craddock maybe. And she was like a TV chef, maybe one of the very first ones, I guess. There was Delia as well, of course. And so yeah, me and my sister used to pretend that we were on television and doing cooking demonstrations. Judging by this one, I'm not quite sure how well we would have done. It's not a very good knife I've chosen, actually. I couldn't find my normal knife. It must be in the wash or something, waiting to be washed. Or maybe Tom's used it for something else. Sometimes if you can't find a screwdriver or something, then one of my nice kitchen knives. Why am I saying my kitchen knives? One of our kitchen knives. But it is usually me that's using them, I think. Gets used for something else. So yeah, you might notice I don't bother things like peeling potatoes and things. We're just going to go in the soup. I put it all in. It's a lot easier. I don't have to mess around peeling it. So I just chop the potato into little, both the potato and the onion into little pieces. There we go. That'll do, I think. Okay, so I'm putting a big knob of butter into the pan there. Just let that melt. Do this. I must admit, this it's quite interesting to do this TV cooking log. It's harder than it looks. Of course, I've got no assistant. It's all down to me. So I'm just melting that butter in the pan, crashing around at the same time. And I'm going to put the onions in that I've chopped. So they're just going in there with the butter. And they're also going all over the cooker. This is real. Okay. Putting that in as well. Why waste it? Okay. So I'll just put that in there. I'm going to turn the heat down a little bit. And I have this simmering thing that I use as well, just to have it on a low heat. And that's my biggest pan. These are second-hand pans I got. And it has no lid, that one. So what I do is I use that tin plate. So that's the lid. I'll just let them simmer away a bit until they go soft, about 5 minutes. Okay, so whilst those onions are softening, I've boiled a kettle of water because I'm going to make a bit of a stock as well to go with it. So let's see what these onions are doing. Yeah, you can hear them. So they're in there with the butter. They've gone nice and soft now. Okay. And I also decided to add a bit of carrot as well. I thought, why not? I had some carrot, so I thought I'd put some of that in. So I've chopped some carrot. So now what we're going to do is put the carrot and the little chopped up bits of potato in. The smaller you chop the veg, obviously the less cooking it's going to take as well. So that's good. I'm very much thinking now about the whole idea of helping people to save money on gas and electricity. So cut the veg up small. If you're making a soup, put it up really quite small, little cubes, and then it won't take as long to cook. Got a couple of stock cubes here as well. This is some vegetable stock cubes that I like, but you could, if you've got some vegetable stock of your own, or you want to add a beef stock cube or something if you eat meat, then that's fine. Just do whatever tastes good. So then just dissolve those stock cubes. I'm not precise about the amount. Just how much soup you want, really. If you like a thick soup, put in less. Obviously you've got to be enough to cook these potatoes and carrots, but other than that. So now I'm going to put the stock in as well. Add that. I think I've added some to the floor at the same time there. So yeah, it's quite an interesting experience, this cooking. I can kind of recommend it if any of you just fancy having a laugh. Just do it. Make a little video of yourself cooking, even if it's just to amuse yourself or your family. Right, and the nettles. Okay, I'm going to just put them in as well. So this is a bit like spinach. They'll go to nothing really, but they'll add an amazing colour. It'll be very dark green colour. So just putting them in. Hope you can see this. There we are. So added them in as well. I mean, this is free food, isn't it? This is good. You could just have nettles with nothing else, but I have to say it is then a bit like just cooking weeds. They don't taste so great. But if you mix them with some potato and a bit of nice stock. Now what I'm going to do here is just add a little bit more water. Just want them to be covered and have enough water to cook. There we go. So I'm just mixing it all up. It's fun to mix up. Okay, there we are. So, there's my little lid thing. Put that back on. And just turn the heat up a little bit, get it boiling. So leave that probably for, I don't know, till the potatoes and the carrots have gone soft. Turn this so you can see me now. Yeah, so just leave that until the potatoes and carrots have gone soft. You can just check them with a fork and see when it's ready, so it'll all bubble away. What you can do, if you have something like a hay box, which I am definitely going to do a video on making a hay box, because it's something I've wanted for a long time and just not got round to doing. And now that the gas prices are going up, because we're cooking on gas, sounds good, we're cooking on gas, but now the prices are going up so much, and it's even getting a bit difficult sometimes to get the gas bottles that we use. So I think this is a good time to make that hay box, and it'd be great to share it with you because it's such a simple thing. And what that means is it saves you a lot of money on electricity and gas, because like with this soup, you just bring it to the boil, make sure it's boiling, and then you can put it into, you cover it up and you put it into this hay box, which is really just a big insulated box, really insulated, and then the food cooks itself with its own heat because it's not losing the heat, and it cooks. So, which is fantastic. So that's boiling away now. So I'm just going to turn that down really low. Haven't got the hay box yet, so I've got to do it on the cooker. Just put my little simmer thing underneath, and I'll just leave that to simmer away, probably for about 20 minutes, something like that. Right, this soup looks ready now. I've just poked it. It's definitely ready. It's nice and, let's try and show you here. Nice and green. A few carrots. Wow. There, so I've just blended this soup now with a little hand blender, and I just wanted to show you the colour. So it's a lovely green colour. Right. So all you need to do now is just taste it. I'm going to taste it with a little spoon here, and add any seasoning, any salt and pepper, just to, as you like. That's pretty good actually. That's really quite nice. I think it needs a little bit more salt, so I'm going to add a little bit of salt. I'm not frightened of salt. I know a lot of people, we've been told how bad it is, but actually if you're not eating a diet that's high in processed food, you actually need quite a bit of salt. It's okay, it's fine, you can add quite a lot, and it doesn't do you any harm to have some salt. We've gone a bit too far in the other direction, I think. Let's try that again, see what that's like. Yeah, it's good, very good. So now I'm going to cut myself a bit of bread. Really pleased because our bakery up in the town has just reopened. It's been closed for over a year, which is quite a big disaster. Well, probably it's a disaster in any village, but in France people love their bread and they like to go every day and get bread. And so yeah, it was a disaster, and it was not a good thing because we haven't got that many shops in this village, and losing the bakery, it was just a place where people met and connected with each other, so it's very important. So at the moment we're buying, hey, the sun's just come out, fantastic, just got a bit of sunshine there. So yeah, what I was saying was, at the moment we're trying out all the things that the bakery has to offer, which is it's got croissants, just cakes, some really gorgeous stuff, and lots of different kinds of bread, really nice bread. So just like that. Let's do a proper Gordon Ramsay approach. Let's clean it up, make it look nice. So that's lovely. There we go. Nettle soup made. So that's my lunch. Just have another little try. It really is good actually. It's a shame you can't taste it or smell it, but it's good. And the other thing that I wanted to say about nettle soup that's really important is that it's so good for you, and especially at this time of year in the spring. It's got so many good nutrients in it. Nettles are just amazing plants. So it's a really good thing to eat. And yeah. Yeah, what else can I say? That's it really. So yeah, it's a really good thing to eat, and especially at this time of year after the winter, and lots of vitamins and minerals in it. And probably the only other thing I should say is, watch where you pick your nettles from. So if you're collecting them, I wouldn't collect them from the side of a road, for instance, a busy road. But if you've got some woodland near you and there's nettles growing in the woods, then I think they'd be fine. Okay, just be sensible about it if you think it's like near somewhere that, certainly if anyone's sprayed anything or anything like that, it's just common sense really. But yeah, enjoy. Bon appetit. I'm having a second bowl of soup actually, and something I forgot to mention is that this soup is great with cream in. It really looks good when you put your little swirl of cream in it, so I've added a bit of cream this time as well, and a good taste too. Okay, so I just thought I'd mention that. I meant to mention that before.